Alright, welcome to my first video about Pking at the Abyss. This is a guide video, so I will be going through several scenarios where I am Pking at the Abyss and different things happen with the targets, and how I react and how one should react to have the best results. So the requirements for Pking at the Abyss, Pking Runecrafters, is to have 85 plus magic for the teleblock spell. And then you must have, of course, the runes for casting TB and Entangle. And I would suggest having the runes in your inventory, not just using a staff, even though in my video I'll be having a lava staff equipped for the earth runes. And some people will use mud staff, but I don't like to risk that high of an item. But anyway, you'll see why that's important later. And then having high ranged and attack strength combo stats for your combat level is important because you need to be able to kill the person quickly before the entangle wears off. Okay, the gear, the most important is having a high magic attack bonus and then a quick killing weapon. So depending on what you're willing to risk, magic attack bonus is best with Abrams, obviously, and then Mystic and Moon Clan are actually equivalent, and Void Mage is actually worse than Mystic, but I use Void Mage because I use Void Range, and I just have to switch the helm instead of having to switch several pieces of armor. And you can use Ghostly if you're a pure. For meleeers, the DDS with specs is perfect because it's a cheap weapon that's effective, and then bring a D-skim or a whip if you want to finish off the kill, because sometimes the specs don't get them. And then for ranging, I would suggest Void over D-hide, but either will work. And then a Rune Sibo with Diamond Bolts is actually what I found to be most effective because some people will have decent armor on, which is what you want to get, so the diamond bolts will hit right through that. You could also bring a blowpipe. I haven't actually tried blowpipe there because it's a pretty valuable item, or knives or just regular darts if you want to kill the people with no armor on. The technique is to always cast TB first if the target is plus or minus 3 combat levels of yourself. If the target is plus or minus 4 or more levels, 5 is the max, then Entangle first can be tried, but is much less likely to work. And I usually don't even bother going for them if they're 5 levels because you have to wait for the Mage's Airmark to go into level 6 Wilderness, and that's just a hassle in itself. But I've actually gotten kills with Entangle first, so it's not hopeless. Okay, and last, and something that probably not a lot of people know, is that if you stand in this spot in this screenshot, you will not get attacked by the aggressive skeletons. This is something I found out later because I was tired of getting attacked by skeletons, so I kept trying to move away, and eventually I found that if you stand right here, you won't get attacked anymore. So one last piece of information I'll add is that the Runecrafters come from right by the river or over from the monastery, depending on if they're using Glory or Combat Bracelet to Telly. So that's the two directions you PK from, and this spot can see both pretty clearly. So that's it. Now let's get into some clips. Okay, so this first clip I'm showing is of a person that I TB and entangle, and I managed to get a couple shots off. My hits aren't doing very well. I think I'm actually using Dragon Bolts in this clip, so that's why I recommend Diamond, because they tend to hit a little bit better. But anyway, I start off with a staff, but then when my staff goes away, I still have the runes in my inventory to cast Entangle again, and I actually catch this guy. So this is something that happens every now and then when you're PKing at the Abyss. And they also trash talk like that. They'll say you're only going to get 2k. But as you see, I actually get a Rune Pick and a Glory out of it. Oh, I was using Diamond Bolts, so I guess that was just a bad kill. But anyway, here's something else that can happen. If you watch, I get the TB and it hits, and he can still go through the Zamorak Mage. So I'm showing you this because I don't want you to think it's a glitch, but also if you're PKing at the... If you're going to get PK'd while runecrafting, then you can just run right through the Zamorak Mage. Okay, this clip right here is of me getting attacked by a skeleton, which I talked about earlier. This was before I realized that you could stand on that other rock and not be attacked by skeletons. So I used to just stand here and kill them with my staff just because I was just angry at them, wanted them to be dead. So here's a TB and an Entangle, and I switched to my Void, have my auto quick prayer setup, and then I switched to the DDS spec, which is dumb because I'm wearing void gear, but just to show you that it is a viable option. And I don't get the kill with the DDS spec. He starts to attack me, still talking trash, tries to walk away. And something that's cool about the DDS is if they're TB'd, they don't have any food, so if you just watch, poison will kill them. If you can get him down to that last 6 HP, poison will kill him. So that's one of the advantages of DDS. Okay, this kill, I hit him with the entangle first. This is actually ill-advised because you always want to do TB first when PKing at the abyss, because if someone's actually paying attention, they'll just get away. But if there's a 4 level difference, you might as well try entangling first, because then if you TB, they'll just run right through the mage like nothing happened to him. So, okay, this PK, this is one of the things you want to look for. Someone wearing rune armor, because look at that, he's not going to get to keep any of that because Abyss drains your prayer to 0 and can't protect item. And there, I hit a very nice hit on him too with the Dragon Fire Bolts. And I get the full rune outfit, so that was a good kill. And they're surprisingly not that uncommon for people to be wearing multiple rune pieces. Okay, this person, they had previously said something rude to me. Usually I'm a bit nicer to people with trimmed agility capes, but they had it coming. So I had my prayer set up, and now I'm just waiting for the kill. I think you have 4 shots, is what I've seen. 4 shots till they can move again. But lucky for me, I was able to hit them one last time as they ran away. And the coin drop is from people wearing Barrow's gloves, 78k, so that's a nice drop. Here goes TB first, then entangle. I almost ran into a skeleton, that's why I kind of sidestepped there. Okay, they're really close to the Mage of Zamorak, which is bad because if they were smart, they would have just continued to try to click teleport and they would have made it, but they didn't this time, so that was lucky. And now I'm in crossbowing, and they don't know that you can teleport, so they try and run, and skeleton would have saved them had it been a second more. And I get the rune pick, and their runes for Tellying and a glory and a ring of wealth. Okay, this might be the last clip. This was a Dragon PiK, so this was actually a really exciting PK for me. I've only gotten 1 Dragon PiK so far, but I've gotten a Dragon Axe, which you'll see in my other video, and a Black Mask. So stay tuned and watch that next week if you want to see some of the better drops. This is just a guide video, so I didn't put that many clips in. But as you can see, this guy dropped the Dragon PiK worth 1.6 mil at the time, and a Spirit Shield worth 180k, so this was probably my best PK I've had at the Abyss so far, and I've only been doing it for about 2 weeks, so pretty good. Thanks for watching, and see you all soon with more videos.